Folks, have you ever watched a Giants game where a missed field goal feels like the gut punch that knocks the wind out of the entire Big Blue faithful? Yeah, me too. It's the stuff of NFC East nightmares. But hold on to your helmets, New York, because today we've got a spark of hope lighting up the Meadowlands.
Or should I say, the road to Philly. Welcome back to Giants Report. I'm your host, diving deep into the heartbeat of Big Blue. We're talking Week 8 prep, a showdown with those green-wearing pests from across the river, and a man who's about to lace up and boot his way back into the spotlight, Gano. Strap in, because this could be the turning point we've been begging for in a season that's tested our loyalty like a polar vortex in January. Let's kick things off, pun very much intended, with a bulletin that's got Giants Nation buzzing. After weeks sidelined on injured reserve, nursing that stubborn groin injury like it was a bad breakup, veteran kicker Gano is officially designated to return. He hit the practice field Wednesday looking like he never left, full participation, no holds barred. Head coach Brian Dable, that no-nonsense tactician we all fell for back in his Buffalo days, didn't sugarcoat it. If Graham's ready to go, Graham will be the kicker. Straight talk from a guy who steered the ship through storms. Remember his bold call to bench Daniel Jones last season? Refreshing, right? In a league full of injury updates that sound like UN negotiations, Dable's honesty is like a stiff arm to the face. Direct and effective. Now, for those of you tuning in who might be new to the gridiron gospel, or just a casual fan nursing a coffee on a Thursday morning, let me paint the picture. Gano's not just any kicker. He's a 38-year-old warhorse who's been pinning it deep for the Giants since 2010. Drafted by the Carolina Panthers back in 2009 out of Florida State, he bounced around before landing in New York, where he'd become a steady leg in a franchise that's seen more plot twists than a Scorsese flick. Think about it. This guy's nailed game winners in the snow at MetLife, stared down 50-yarders like they're auditions for Broadway. Last season alone, he converted 88% of his field goals. That's 22 out of 25, including a 57-yarder that had us all leaping off the couch. Without him, the Giants' special teams were leaking points like a sieve. Close games? Forget it. We've dropped 3 nail-biters by 4 points or less this year. And yeah, a couple of those shanks from the backup haunted us straight to the film room. But here's the rub, Big Blue. Gano's return is the oasis in a desert despair on that injury report. It's like showing up to a family reunion and realizing Aunt Edna is the only one who didn't bring a casserole. Wait, no, scratch that. More like finding that one working elevator in a skyscraper blackout. The walking wounded list? It's brutal. Linebacker Brian Burns, our pass rush phenom acquired in that blockbuster trade from Carolina last offseason. He's out with an ankle tweak, sidelined completely Wednesday. That's the guy who's supposed to be terrorizing Jalen Hurts, not icing his foot. Safety Javon Holland, fresh off his Dolphins days and injecting some turnover magic into our secondary. Knee issue, didn't even lace him up. Quarterback Paulson Adebo, knee woes, another full no-go. And don't get me started on linebacker Chauncey Galston, neck stiffness keeping him parked. For starters, that's not depth. That's digging into the practice squad abyss. The limited crew isn't much rosier. Wide out Darius Slayton, our deep threat wizard who's torched secondary for 650 yards already this year despite the QB carousel. Hamstring acting up, but he gutted out for some reps. Tight end Daniel Bellinger, that gritty blocker who's become a red zone mismatch nightmare, limited with whatever's snagging him. Linebacker Swayze Bozeman, our special team spark plug, same story. And center John Michael Schmitz, the Notre Dame product anchoring our O-line like he's holding back the tide. He's in concussion protocol. Folks, heads up literally. The good news? Quarterback Jackson Dart, the young gunslinger we drafted in the second round out of Ole Miss 2 years back. Full go despite his own ankle niggle. Kid's got that arm like a howitzer. Completed 67% last week against Washington. And if he's slinging it Sunday, we might just keep this within striking distance. Let's zoom out for a second, because Gano's boots aren't just about extra points. They're the fulcrum in this teetering season. The Giants sit at 2-5, staring down a must-win in Philly against an Eagles squad that's 5-2 and licking their chops like it's Thanksgiving early. Lincoln Financial Field? That's enemy territory, a cauldron where the Birds fans boo their own shadows. Remember the rivalry? This ain't your polite divisional dust-up. It's blood feud territory. The Giants and Eagles have been trading haymakers since the days of the Polo Grounds, when Big Blue ruled New York like Sinatra owned the mic. We got 4 Super Bowl rings from those glory days, 86 with LT dismantling everyone, 07 and 11 with Eli Manning threading needles through Broncos and Pats dynasties. But Philly, they've got that chip on their shoulder, that we beat the dynasty swagger from Super Bowl 52. Last year, they edged us 20-17 on a last-second field goal. Sound familiar? Gano would have drilled that 48-yarder blindfolded. Tactically, Dable's got his work cut out. Our defense, led by Dexter Lawrence, that 6 feet 4 inches, 340-pound wrecking ball, who's already got 5 sacks, is hard-hitting, but thin now with Burns out. We'll need to scheme up stunts. Drop 8 in coverage to neuter A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Offensively, Dart's got to lean on the run game with Devin Singletary pounding between the tackles. Guys averaging 4.2 yards a carry, not flashy, but it'll wear down Vic Fangio's front. And special teams? That's where Gano flips the script. In the NFC East, where 40% of games this year have been decided by a field goal or less, a 90% accurate leg is gold. Stats don't lie. Teams with reliable kickers win 72% of close contests. Without Gano, we've been 0-3 in one-score games. With him, suddenly, that fourth-quarter drive feels winnable. I caught up with fictional, but totally plausible, chat from Gano himself after practice. Picture this: the veteran's wiping sweat, that signature mustache twitching with a grin. "Man, it's good to be back out there with the boys," he says, voice steady like he's lining up a 40-yarder. The groin? Ancient history. I've been visualizing those uprights every night. Philly's grass is calling my name. And from the locker room echo chamber, imagine rookie corner Andrew Phillips piping up. "Graham's our rock, coach." One boot from him, and we're dancing. Fans are chiming in too. Over on X, at Big Blue Bleeds NY tweeted, "Gano's back? Eagles better pray for wind." Love that fire. It's the passion that fuels MetLife. From the tailgates in the swamps of Jersey to the diehards packing bars in Manhattan. Historically, kickers have been the unsung heroes in Giants lore. Flashback to 1986. Raul Allegra's leg carried us through playoffs, but it was LT's shadow that loomed largest. Or 2011, when Josh Brown, another Gano predecessor, nailed a 50-yarder in the Super Bowl run. Gano fits that mold. Reliable, clutch, a New York staple like bagels and attitude. And in pop culture, remember that Hard Knocks episode last summer? Gano schooling the rookies on ice baths, pure gold. Ties right into today's grit. This team's banged up but resilient, like the city we rep. With the trade deadline dust settling, no splashy moves, but depth signings like veteran OT Tyron Smith on the horizon, Gano's return feels like momentum's whisper. Looking ahead, what does this mean for the playoff push? Optimist, and hey, I'm waving that flag. See upset potential.